Okay, getting ready for matches and dealing with the anxiety of wrestling, the self doubts, all of these things are key. Um, we kind of have everything we do in our camps and our wrestling academy is a system. We have a system for winning matches, a system for getting off bottom, a system for everything. We even practice how to shake hands because I don't want to leave any stone unturned. I want our kids to be the best. We want to be the best at everything. Um, as a business, we do too. I want my camps to be the best, my facilities to be the best, our clothes to be the best, our DVD series is the best, our wrestling book is the best. Everything, we want to be the best. That's just the way it is, and that's got to be the focus. And that's number one. We always say people who win make a decision to win. If you don't make a decision that you're going to be great, expect a long, difficult road. The Kerry Collat video, he describes how he's considered one of the best wrestlers ever in America, yet he went to the U.S. Open 13 times and he won it 3 times. So, he failed 10 times. How many people can do that? So it is going to be difficult. But if you don't make a decision that you're going to be the best, when you do lose a couple of matches, it's a U.S. Open or state tournament, you have to wait another year. You have to wait one more year for another shot at winning the state title. And not everybody can do that. So, unless you make a decision that, hey, I'm not going away. I'm gonna keep punching that wall until I break holes in it. That's the way it is. You kind of, we call it being a jerk. You have to kind of be a jerk a little bit, as far as holding high expectations and standards of yourself. But once you do that, wrestling starts to get easier. But as far as dealing with anxiety and nerves and lack of confidence, I get this all the time. We have a kind of a rough system. We say, number one, develop a game plan for the match if you can. If I know the kid maybe shoots off the whistle, I want to make sure I touch him and keep my head lower than his. I don't know. If he's a great, with the tilt, I might practice tilt defense a little bit before the match. Have a little rough game plan. It's kind of like studying for a test. Once I study for the math test, I'm not nervous anymore about it. I may not be 100% confident that I'm going to get an A+, but I've studied for the test. I've dealt with it. I'm okay. I was nervous before, and now I'm not. So wrestling matches the same way. If you can have a game plan, if you know your opponent. If I don't know my opponent, I like to size them up a little bit. Short, powerful guys. I know I kind of used to could hit them guys with a fireman's, or I could tilt them, I thought. Tall, skinny guys, low single leg, controlling wrists. Me personally, everyone's different. But back when I wrestled, you can size a guy up a little bit sometimes and just kind of have a starting point. You can't write a script for the match. This is how it's going to go. That doesn't work. But a little rough game plan can ease your mind. After that, the 3 bullet points. Put on confident body language. Walk a lap around the gym. Taking big, deep breaths. Moving slow. Breathing slow. Slowing your movements down. Keeping your head high. Once you act like you're the best, now you've is like a spark that starts a forest fire. Acting like you're the best, I think, is number one. Confident body language, and that's the reason we spend so much time on these things, like how to shake hands, how to get ready on bottom. All of these things, your body language during the entire match or tournament, or even at practice, or even when you're walking through the cafeteria line in high school. You got to learn to carry yourself. That's just the bottom line. So we do that, then deep breathing, because that helps to calm you down. We don't want to be panting out there when we get nervous and full of anxiety. The third thing is about 10 minutes before the match, our guys walk and pace and engage in good, confident self-talk, and think about being great. Think about being the best. Talk about what you're going to do. Think about these things. Because once you do that, you kind of, your brain can't think of 2 things at once. Your mind can go a million miles an hour and think about a lot of things at once, or, a lot of things back to back to back, 5,000 things a minute. But your mind cannot think about more than one thing at a time. And that's your in. That's where you have an ability to have success in spite of your busy brain. So you wanna you want to force it to think about this, don't think about that. You know, we always say if you're afraid of getting hit in the head with a baseball, you're not going to be a great baseball player. That's the bottom line. But if you think about hitting home runs, hitting line drives, stealing home, winning the game, you know, the cheering crowd, you know, I mean, now you can get amped up about the contest, and that's vital.